The former Ukip leader said he wants all 17.4 million Brexit voters to know they made the right decision when they voted to leave the European Union in the 2016 referendum. Speaking exclusively to Express.co.uk about his return to political campaigning, the prominent Brexiteer said, "This may surprise people. I don't want to do this. I don't need to do this. I've got plenty of other stuff to do. I am pretty busy as it is, but I am doing it because I want to show Leave voters they have not been abandoned to the constant daily negative dire that we get from the BBC and elsewhere that Brexit is a complete disaster and the whole thing must be overturned. This may surprise people. I don't want to do this. I don't need to do this." Nigel Farage: "I want to say to Leave voters, you did make the right decision. You did know what you were voting for. Don't be talked down to and insulted by our political class, and, actually, please get up and tell our politicians how you feel." Mr. Farage revealed he had been thinking, for a year, about whether he should head back into politics as Prime Minister Theresa May continues to push her controversial Brexit proposals. He said, "I have seen surrender after surrender. Everything from Mrs. May's Florence speech. So she speaks at Lancaster House and I said that night on LBC, hooray, a British Prime Minister using the same words and phrases I've used for 20 years. Brexit news, Nigel Farage tells Brexiteer to not be talked down by our political class. Image, Getty Daily Express. What became clear at Florence was we want to opt back into whole rafts of the European Union, and I have been wondering ever since that moment, what to do." The former Ukip leader said Chequers' deal woke the public up to the fact that Britain will remain tied to the EU. He said, "I thought, right, as it was then, with 8 months to go until the date we were due to leave, I do feel as if I have got to put my voice back into this." EU leaders bluntly rejected the Prime Minister's Chequers proposals during an informal summit in Salzburg last month. In a statement to the nation following the summit, the Prime Minister hit out at the EU for rejecting her Chequers proposal as she threatened the Brussels bloc with a no deal. Mrs. May demanded the EU treat Britain with respect in negotiations. The Prime Minister also said, "Despite the progress we have made, there are two big issues where we remain a long way apart. First is the economic relationship after we leave. First is UK staying in EEA and customs union with EU. In plain English, this would mean we would still have to abide by all EU rules. That would make a mockery of the referendum we had 2 years ago." President of the European Council Donald Tusk mocked the Prime Minister's attempts to push forward with the Brexit negotiations in Salzburg with a scathing social media picture taking aim at perceived cherry-picking aspects of her Chequers plan. The European Council president shared a photo of himself presenting Mrs. May with a cake stand in a gesture seemingly mocking at the Brexit prover. "You can have your cake and eat it." Mr. Tusk also told the Prime Minister she will have to rethink her Chequers blueprint for Brexit, saying the plan will not work in its present form.